musician, Aaron Brown. Now, the Brown's with us. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Great to be in the smoke.
And I was just, the smoke, the spired ice to the smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just explaining to you how the show works, and we finish this with live music. And the way we do it is this. It's very good, it's very technical. I like to finish with the song, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So I've got in front of me 2 times.
Right.
Okay. One of them is when we have to finish the hard out for the news, which is 15:56. So you will start the song at 52:30.
Okay.
Right? At 52:30, I'll introduce you, and you'll be finished in time for that.
Sounds good to me.
So between now and then, we just chat.
Right. Fantastic, man.
Find out who you are, what you've been doing, and talk to me.
Thanks for the opportunity. I mean, how far back do you want to go? I mean, the music journey actually started. I was a choir boy, actually, in the Crooked Spire.
Because you're from Chesterfield.
From Chesterfield, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Is that intentional, that Crooked Spire?
I think it's dodgy workmanship.
I think so.
Yeah.
Someone told me once you've been struck by lightning. I
said,
no.
Unseasoned timbers, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
They just didn't know what they were doing.
No.
So
I
was a choir boy there from a really early age. I mean, that took me all over the world, like New York, Washington, Orlando, representing Chesterfield. I was on Surprise with Cilla Black at one point. But I got to about sort of, I don't know, 18, 19, 20, and a few people started saying, well, you must be able to sing. So I started playing in rock bands then, so that's where I went from there.
What sort of rock bands? What was
dodgy metal bands, like, you mentioned Whitesnake. Well, it wasn't Whitesnake, we played Bon Jovi. Well, Guns N' Roses, though. We played some Guns N' Roses, a bit of Skid Row, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's good.
It's still the best.
Yeah.
I love all styles of music, and I have huge respect for them all. But to me, it's all about a riff.
Yeah, absolutely. Big time, man. Yeah.
So, how's the pandemic been? What have you been doing?
It's been absolutely terrible. I lost all my income overnight, straight away. And I got really one of my friends died just as it happened, committed suicide. So and that kind of coupled with me losing all my income, I just didn't know what to do. But I poured it all into this album. So.
And people. Again, I'm sorry, I know I say it, I have to say it, for the Twitter feed. I know it's been terrible, I know the NHS has been pulled to its limits, and I know that people have died of this terrible disease, and, I understand that, okay? But the business I happen to know about is the world of entertainment. I know about music and theatre and comedy and stuff like that. And it has been, because again, I'm repeating myself, but if you had a job at the start of this pandemic, then what you were faced with, to a large extent, was renegotiating the terms of the way that you did your job. Yeah. Could you work from home, or were you furloughed? Or if you were a comic or a musician, you had a book, and in that book you had a load of dates.
Yeah.
And one day someone said, "Yeah, they're all cancelled." Oh, well, so the cancellation fee, no, to act to God. Yeah, they're all cancelled.
Yeah.
No money.
Yeah.
And also, and I know the government, I don't do governments on this, I think they did with the best that they could. I think they tried their best with the furlough scheme. But a lot of people fell through that net, and they were people who are actors and musicians and comedians and that, because they don't, because I'll tell you why, and then I'll shut my fat mouth. In the eyes of the authorities, you're doing it because you love it, though.
Yeah.
That's why you do it for nothing if you're out too.
Yeah, what's your real job?
Yeah, and they play up on that, and they think they've got you like that. Yeah. Well, now you've got to do it for nothing, so what?
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's been phenomenally hard. So, out of it comes an album. Go on, you talk now.
I mean, I started writing the album. I went to Australia a couple of years ago, and I just landed in Byron Bay. I went to a musician's hostel there and just landed there and just wrote it all on a garage band. And there were people singing, the song I'm going to play in a minute, The Way That I Roll. There were people actually singing it around the hostel, so it must have been a bit of an earworm. But brought it back, and just as the pandemic hit, I sent it to Danny Burton, who's a great producer. He was in a band with Zach Starkey in the 90s, and he's the producer, and I've sung on his album as well. We did it remotely, so I sent everything over the airwaves, and he sent it back, and then we made a few adjustments and stuff. And then by about June last year, I managed to get into yeah, we could start sort of visiting
Yeah.
each other. So I just went and recorded it all in his bedroom.
The technology has advanced.
It's incredible.
fantastically,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't
It
have been able to
really
do
has.
this. Yeah.
And explain to me this whole system now, which I adore, because I'm in my 60s, and when I was in bands, I'm talking about my 20s, every gig you did, do you think someone's in?
Yeah.
Do you think someone's in?
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
can get us a meeting with someone who can And now, I love the fact that now musicians and artists are saying, yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, it's completely
Record
changed.
it,
Yeah.
drop it,
Yeah.
bang it out there.
Yeah, yeah. I did a music management degree in the 90s at Buckinghamshire, and I can remember doing assignments on this new technology that came through, MP3s, and what do you think it's going to, what's the impact going to be? And it was like, oh, I don't think it'll take on, take off, sorry. So,
Well, no, it does
but
take
yeah,
off
yeah,
completely.
absolutely, yeah. It's incredible, but it's opened up so much. But I mean, there's so much competition as well, but good competition, like
Yeah,
you're saying.
well, you see, this is what people will say about it. The cynics say, I say, if you want to make an album, you can make it, and you can release it, you can drop it.
Yeah.
And they say, yeah, so can 25 million other people.
Yeah.
So what? What's the point of being an artist if you're not prepared to back yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, you 24 million, do what you want, because I'm doing this.
Right, yeah. 64,000 songs a day uploaded to Spotify,
Fine,
so
fine.
it's crazy, yeah.
And God bless them all, but this is mine.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
nothing
this is
better.
my baby, yeah.
And that's how artists have to work.
Yeah.
And I mean, now, when I talk now to people in the music business, they haven't been to a gig for 5 years.
Right,
Why would they
yeah.
go to a gig?
Yeah.
They're on the internet.
It's all changed.
They look at, you've seen this guy, he's got 26,000 followers.
Yeah, yeah.
We better talk to him, we better see what he's got. That's how they do it now.
Exactly, yeah.
They don't,
absolutely.
why would they go and stand at the back in Dingwalls?
Yeah.
And
I think making videos is really important now. So we've been making videos for. I've been. This is my fifth single actually. So I've been doing this since April. And the first one I recorded at Chatsworth House in Derbyshire.
lovely.
Yeah, there's very much of a Derbyshire theme going through. I've
Yeah.
got one at the moment, Midsummer Skies. I wrote that every day on the solstice for the last 20 years. I only allowed myself to work on it on the solstice, so I kept the magic in. So a bit of an art project there as well, so a bit of an interesting one.
bit of a weird one.
A bit of a weird one, well, absolutely unique though, Bob. You know, who's done
It
that?
is, yeah.
Yeah, weirdly unique. I
Imagine trying to
suppose.
sell that to a record company.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. I've written quite
I'll
a
be
good PR.
recording one day a year.
That is actually what happened. So.
Yeah. That's the Stevie Wonder way of making albums, isn't it?
And I went around Derbyshire on the solstice. So I saw the sunrise, the sunset. I went to the
Brilliant.
stone circles.
What are you doing today?
So today we're doing a song called "The Way That I Roll."
Right, get your guitarist in.
Okay, come on in, Bobby. This is Bobby.
This is Bobby.
Bobby Brooks, and this is "The Way That I Roll."
Okay.
Out in a couple of weeks.
So here we go. It's the way that I roll. It's Azza Brown. Quickly, where can people get it?
www.azabrown.co.uk. All socials. Or this is Azza Brown as well. Cool.
In your own time, gentlemen.
Off we go. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Maybe it's just the way that I roll. If you were my love, I couldn't pretend not to care. Yeah, yeah. Well, I can think myself lucky to know such people, the things that I've seen. And I'm ever so grateful, don't you know what I mean? And if you're not quite feeling it today, yeah, you can start to make a difference in a million other ways. So maybe you will, or maybe you won't. Maybe it's just the way that I roll. If you were my love, I couldn't pretend not to care. Yeah, yeah. You could live in the city and still fly free as a bird on the wing. And just remember to be grateful, it could change everything. And if the sun don't shine for you today, you can start to make things happen in a million different ways. And maybe you will, and maybe you won't. And maybe it's just the way that I roll. If you were my love, I couldn't pretend not to care. Yeah, yeah, alright. And if you're not quite feeling it today, yeah, you can start to make a difference in a million other ways. So maybe you will, maybe you won't, as long as you don't forget when you're old that we were the ones who danced in the warm summer air. Yeah, yeah. And maybe you will, and maybe you won't, and maybe it's just the way that I roll. If you were my love, how could I pretend not to care? Yeah, yeah.
Whoa!
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Aaron Brown, right there. And that's dropping.
That's dropping a week on Friday.
That's dropping a week on Friday. So get out there, get onto Azabrown.com.
.co.uk.
.co.uk. Get all the details there. Thank you so much for all my guests today. I'll be back with you at the same time, 114 next Sunday. Hopefully, all things being well. Look after yourselves. Be kind to each other. And I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. This is Bob Mills on Talk Radio.
Online, on DAB